government confirms 84 new coronavirus cases, bringing the tally to 254. Parliament confirms a member of Parliament has been infected with COVID-19. And in sports, Tanzania Handball Association teams that will participate in the national championships to continue preparing for the competition. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. First off, the national news. The Ministry of Health, Community Development, Gender, the Elderly and Children has announced that samples tested for COVID-19 between the 18th and 20th of April confirmed 84 new cases, and that among them 16 of those included in the Minister of Health of Zanzibar's report today, bringing the tally to 254. The ministry states that 33 cases are from Dar es Salaam, 4 from Arusha, 3 from Mbeya, 3 from Kilimanjaro, 3 from the coast region, 3 from Tanga, 2 from Manyara, 1 Tabora, 3 Dodoma, 2 in Ruvuma, Morogoro 2, Lindi 1, Mara 1, Mwanza 3, Mtwara 1, Kagera 1 and 2 in Rukwa. All of the patients except for 4 are in good condition, with 3 deaths of the coronavirus occurring in Dar es Salaam. And the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Dr. Tulia Axton, has announced that a member of Parliament has been found to have the coronavirus and is undergoing treatment. Speaking on behalf of the Speaker of the House, Jeremy Dugai, she urged the members of Parliament to continue taking preventative measures against the virus.
Tumepata taarifa kuwa mmoja wetu tayari amepata maambukizi.
We have received information that one of us has gotten the coronavirus, but MPs, the Speaker would like to inform you that the patient is doing well and the government is providing him with the necessary care. According to the MP, he traveled to Dar es Salaam recently, and when he returned last Wednesday, he started to feel symptoms that matched those of the virus, and that it was later confirmed that he did in fact have the coronavirus. The Speaker wants to take this opportunity to remind you to continue to take precautions against corona.
Pata maambukizi ya virusi vya corona.
Meanwhile, Parliament in Dodoma was suspended following the death of a special seat MP, Reverend Dr. Gertrude Rwakatare, who died this morning in Dar es Salaam.
Mara baada ya taratibu zote kukamilika,
after all procedures are complete, we shall be informed on our participation at the funeral. Thus, according to 151 section of Parliament Act of January 2016, today we shall postpone Parliament duties until tomorrow.
Tunatoa pole sana kwa bunge zima, tunatoa pole kwa chama chake.
We send our condolences to the family of Dr. Rwakatare. We pray for them to have strength at this difficult time, and her party as well for losing an outstanding member. She has been a leader at the Parliament as well as her social welfare, where she served as a spiritual leader for a very long time.
Ni mama ambaye alijitoa kwenye Chama cha Mapinduzi.
She was indeed an honorable woman, where she gave her outstanding contribution to her party and her community back in Kilombero district. These are revealed now from the emptiness that is left behind.
And President Dr. John Magufuli has sent his condolences to the family members of Parliament and worshippers from the Mountain of Fire Church following the death of Reverend Gertrude Rwakatare this morning in Dar es Salaam. In his message, President Magufuli described Reverend Gertrude Rwakatare as someone who believed in God, was humble and fought for unity and peace. He urged followers of the church to continue the good work Reverend Rwakatare had done before her demise. And residents of Dar es Salaam have responded to the directive given 2 days ago by the Regional Commissioner Paul Makonda to wear masks as part of measures against the coronavirus. A survey in various parts of Dar es Salaam today showed many people wearing face masks, such as at the bus stands and at Kariakor Market, with some creating local masks and selling them at affordable prices.
Kuanzia Jumatatu, kila anayepanda daladala.
From Monday, everyone who gets on a bus and goes to buy anything must wear a mask, even if you need to make one. You must wear one. Secondly, from Monday, all businesses should be down in the takeaway system. If you go to a place and buy and leave.
Barakoa ni jambo zuri kwa sisi wananchi.
Masks are good to use like in this bus. It will help avoid spread of an infection. I advise people to wear them because if you do, you are protecting yourself and your health. It is for your own personal benefit.
Tunawashukuru wa Tanzania sasa hivi wameanza kuchukua hatua, wengi wanavaa barakoa, jambo zuri.
We commend Tanzanians as they have started to take action. They wear masks even if they are cotton. They are taking precautions. I want to emphasize to Tanzanians that this coronavirus should not make us panic because that may increase the spread. Rather, report to the health sector when you're not feeling well.
Usituweke kwenye taharuki, kwa sababu taharuki huwa inasababisha ugonjwa kusambaa.
The second Vice President of Zanzibar, Ambassador Saif Ali Idi, has called on the people of Zanzibar to stop violating government directives on how to avoid getting infected with the coronavirus. Ambassador Saif Ali Idi gave the warning after receiving a donation of 500 million shillings from businessman Rustam Aziz and other stakeholders to support efforts being taken against the coronavirus.
If one gets infected with COVID-19 and you are at home, it means that you have infected the mother and children of the family. If they will also go out, the virus can easily spread like that. The Minister of Health has already announced that when one person gets infected, they have the capacity of spreading the virus to 10 more people. We shall cooperate with the government in distributing them and used in the commuter buses. We have also seen the need to support our doctors and nurses who are in the forefront in this fight, where I have brought 20,000 masks for all our hospitals in Zanzibar and Pemba. Countries that have succeeded in the fight against corona used masks to combat the virus. We urge residents in the Isles to engage in productions of masks, something that will make them accessible by many. I call on everybody to try as much as you can in wearing masks, adhere to social distancing measures as efforts of combating the virus.
Residents living along the shores of Lake Victoria, Musoma Municipal Mara region have abandoned their homes after the lake flooded and flowed onto their residences. The floods have also caused Nyashungu Island to be submerged in water due to the ongoing rains.
Mvua imekuwa ni nyingi sana zaidi na maji yamezidi sana na watu wamefikia kuhama.
Poured heavily near the lakeside, where many people have evacuated their homes since all houses are engulfed by water. If you look at the lakeside, there are very heavy waves which are pushing more water towards the neighborhood. The situation is very hard. Tenants are threatening to vacate the houses because of this experience. Musoma district is highly affected by the ongoing heavy rains, which has brought more hazardous impacts to the lake, causing floods to many households. I am calling on residents who are living around the lake area to evacuate immediately. because we do not know how far this situation will end. I have also received information that Saundu Island has sunk. I am on my way there to check on safety of our people. I'm also urging fishermen to stop their activities until further notice.
Lakini toe wito kwa wavuvi wote watoke kwa ziwani.
Tanzania Ports Authority has started to transport its first cargo of containers to the inland container depot at Kuala in May 2020. This was revealed by the Minister of Works, Transport and Communication, Engineer Isaac Kamwelwe, when launching the ICD, which is connected to the rail network.
Ndugu wananchi wa Tanzania,
Tanzanians, coastal and Dar es Salaam residents, especially entrepreneurs, using our Dar es Salaam, Tanga and Mtwara as well as other ports. This is a new dry port in the coast region. We started construction in 2017, where we have continued with it, and as you can see, the progress is going well. There was an issue with the railway, but it has been completed. And there are 5 lines, which means that trains with containers can come and they can be offloaded.
Mwezi Februari tumeendelea kama mnavyoona kwamba sasa hatua inakwenda vizuri.
And France has decided to mobilize all the means at its disposal to help Africa, particularly the most vulnerable countries, to fight effectively against the coronavirus and to resist the economic shock. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, French Ambassador to Tanzania, Frederic Clavier, said that Tanzania, the embassy, supports within its ability national efforts in the fight against COVID-19 and its consequences. He said that French companies in the country have been mobilized to support government efforts by offering sanitary products and medical equipment needed to fight the propagation of the epidemic. And that's all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, Kenya has confirmed 11 cases of the new coronavirus, bringing the tally to 281. The cases are aged between 11 and 80 years old. 7 of the new cases are from Mombasa, 3 from Bondeni, 1 from Miritini, and 3 from other parts of Mombasa town. The rest of the 4 cases are from Ruaka in Kiambu.
At the moment, we have 483 individuals in the various centers across the country. We have also quarantined 455 other persons for defying national curfew regulations. And I think this is important to note, because once you are out during curfew hours, it is assumed that you have now been exposed, and therefore, if you are taken, you will be taken to a quarantine site for 14 days at your own cost. We are today launching a special designated isolation and treatment facility for our healthcare workers. This facility will be able to offer both critical care, basic care services for our healthcare workers. All costs incurred during treatment shall be met by the government. With regards to tracing, 11 more persons have tested positive for the disease today, bringing the total to 281 in the country. Of these confirmed cases, 7 are Kenyans from Mombasa. And in that Mombasa area, we have got quite a few, I think 3 are from Bondeni in the old town in Mombasa. We have a few also from other areas, Miritini. I think we have a case from Miritini. and a couple of other areas within Mombasa town itself. The other 4 are from Nairobi, and those ones are from Ruaka. The Ruaka area is where we got those 4. And none of those have a recent travel history as such.
And the number of people killed by floods and landslides in Uvira town, South Kivu in the Democratic Republic of Congo has gone up to 32. The heavy rainfall began Thursday night and continued throughout Friday, causing floods that have destroyed more than 200 houses.
Maradi bila mvua na wakati ile maradi tuliisha tukasikia watu wanaanza lalamika mulamuke.
It started with a lot of thunders. Then the heavy rain followed. A few hours later, all residents were called out due to floods that were already happening on the other side, and people have died. The rains began at 2 a.m. near Mlongo River. We heard about the floods and quickly evacuated our houses. Right now, I can't find one of my family members.
That's the end of international news. Business news follows after this short break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. The Minister of Industry and Trade, Innocent Bashungwa, has told industries which manufacture masks and sanitizers in Dar es Salaam to see how production of such items can be increased in order to meet the growing demand in the market due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Kuzalisha barakoa 100,000 kwa siku.
They will begin producing 100,000 masks per day. With these two factories, in a period of 1 month, they will be producing not less than 3.5 million masks, which is quite a great step as the country is fighting coronavirus. As the government, we have remained in the forefront in ensuring that these factories get right and enough raw materials.
Vinazalisha kuanzia hiyo 3.5 milioni barakoa kwa mwezi.
Small entrepreneurs dealing with forestry products in Mufindi district, Iringa region, have called on financial institutions to consider suspending loan repayments as many of their business activities have been affected by the coronavirus outbreak.
Biashara hii tulikuwa tunategemea sana watu kutoka nje ya Mafinga.
I used to depend much on people outside Mafinga, like Arusha, Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar, Malawi, Zambia, and Kenya, areas that are currently highly affected with coronavirus. Right now, we have no customers coming from those areas, causing no business activities here. Honestly, production activities have slowed down. What is remaining here is just investors and workers.
Mobile phone company Tigo has launched a new service which will enable Tigo Pesa customers to make their transactions with their mobile phones from M-Pesa in Kenya, MTN in Uganda, and Airtel and MTN in Rwanda.
Kati yao na ndugu jamaa na marafiki walio nchi jirani, nchi za East Africa.
They have been looking for a good and safe way to send and receive money to friends and family in East African countries, and we have now opened that avenue. Our customers can send and receive money from Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda.
Toka Kenya, Uganda, na Rwanda pia.
And that is the end of business news. Sports is up next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Position, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lend.
And in sports, Tanzania Handball Association TAHA has urged coaches of teams that will participate in the national championships to continue preparing their teams for the competition when the government allows sports which have been stopped due to coronavirus to resume.
We insist to coaches that the postponement of sports doesn't mean programs should stop. We're trying to urge them, and every day we call them to tell them that teams should proceed with programs as usual, despite the fact that now they can't meet. But as we have postponed the competition, they should proceed with training.
The Ubungo Football Association, UFA, has started renovating the Kinesi Stadium pitch, which is worn out.
We are now done with third quarter of the pitch, and after that we'll start the process of getting water from the wells, because Dawasco water is a bit expensive. We can't cope with that, and we'll have bills we can't pay. So our aim is to make sure that when these things end, God willing, then the ground will be satisfying for at least 60%.
The number of footballers reporting symptoms of depression has doubled since the sports shut down because of COVID-19. A survey by the Global Players Union, FIFRO, has found here's more.
Symptoms have also risen amid significant concerns about the long-term impact that coronavirus may have on football community. FIFPro's study of 1,602 professional players conducted between 22nd of March and 14th of April discovered that 22% of 468 female players and 13% of 1,134 male players reported symptoms consistent with a diagnosis of depression. It also found out that 18% of the women and 16% of men reported markers of generalized anxiety. England, Scotland, and the Republic of Ireland were among 16 countries, all of which have implemented drastic measures to contain COVID-19, such as home confinement, whose footballers were surveyed.
Tottenham's Son Heung-min has started his 3-week mandatory national service in South Korea. Here is the story.
The 27-year-old forward, who completed a 2-week quarantine after his return to South Korea, is required by law to carry out national service by his 20th birthday. He was due to serve 21 months but earned an exemption after being part of the South Korean team who won the Asian Games in 2018 and has to complete only 3 weeks. Spurs and Son saw an opportunity for him to do that before the anticipated resumption of the Premier League season. He is expected to return to London in the middle of May.
And the postponement of the Tokyo Olympics will allow athletes banned until 2020 to qualify for the Games next year, as doping bans are based on time periods and not events. The head of the Athletics Integrity Unit said this, and here's more.
The International Olympic Committee and the Japanese government last month agreed to postpone the Tokyo Games due to start in July to 2021 because of the impact of the coronavirus pandemic that has killed over 150,000 people worldwide. World Anti-Doping Agency bans are designed to prevent athletes from competing during an Olympic cycle, and Brett Clothier said stopping athletes whose bans expire this year from competing in 2021 would lead to legal complications. The anomaly could have its benefits, however, with Clothier saying athletes caught after August this year will be banned for 2 Olympic Games, Tokyo and Paris, since they fall within the 4-year sanction range.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and good night.